What's up guys, Orangewell here, and welcome back to another episode of the Stanley Parable 2, aka the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. If you guys remember what happened in the last video, well, to put it lightly, me, the narrator, and maybe even Stanley may have gone a little bit crazy over the bucket. We did a whole bunch of different endings involving the reassurance bucket, including a whole freaking quiz involving whether we know what the difference between an actual bucket and what isn't a bucket. I don't know, it was all pretty, really crazy stuff. If you guys don't really get the understanding of that, well then I recommend you actually check out the last video to get a better understanding, including of a certain ending, which will still leave you a little bit confused, but yeah, check out the video when you guys get a chance. But anyway, in today's video, well, I just found out a bunch of the other endings I still haven't gotten around to yet, and there's still a couple of them. Especially endings that still involve me having to use the reassurance bucket for them as well. Some of them a little bit familiar to me, some of them not as familiar to me, but this is gonna be really fun. Let's just get into this and see what happens first. Okay guys, to get things started right off the bat here, there is an ending that doesn't even involve you having to walk out of your office. Apparently, I think you can actually shut your office door behind you. You can actually, apparently you can shut your office door. And I don't really know what's going to happen with that, but let's just see what happens if we just shut the door on us.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Okay, so apparently to my understanding, that is the cowardly ending. You basically just shut the door and you just don't even bother going through anything relating to the story. You don't leave the office, you don't find out anything about your coworkers, you basically just stand and wait and just see if maybe someone will come after you and make something happen. Okay, so that's just the ending I figured I may as well get started with here, because it's an ending we still haven't done yet, it's very simple,
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I mean, it's the best thing we could do just to start things off. Alright, so yes, as you can see, the bucket is once again here. Now, if any of you have not seen the last video, you'll know that we, at one point, lost the buckets. And apparently we got a replacement after putting it in the escape pod, and, well, I mean, at least the bucket's still here, but this is clearly not the same bucket like the other one. Alright, so I think I'm going to put in an ending into high gear already. You see this awaiting input message on the computer? Yeah, you actually have to press a key on this, and you have to do a bunch of other times on some other computers around the entire office building, and that'll greet you with another ending. I have no idea what's going to happen with that, but I am going to press the button. Input received. And now I think we have to come back here again and press the button on a different computer entirely. For now, though, let's try to move on and let's go for another ending we still haven't done yet. Oh yes, the mission status for finding the Stanley figurines. That's another thing. If you guys remember from the other video, we still have to find the last Stanley figure. We've gone through every single one of the clues that the game has given us, and we still have one more. A large room, lots of boxes. Now, to be honest, I have been doing a little bit more research, off video, to get a sort of idea as to like what some of the other endings are, and to figure out like what more do we still have to play through, just for my own curiosity's sake. But I made sure not to dig too deep, because I know there would be some stuff that would still spoil me of this. But after a bit of searching, without spoiling where the last figure is, I may have finally figured out where this last clue is going to lead us to. So the clue, as a reminder, is a large room, lots of boxes. I figured that's going in the same direction as to where you would go on the, I'm forgetting what it's called, but it's in the warehouse, like, area, where you go on that little, cargo belt, like a thing. Again, I don't remember what it was called, but, like, it's the cargo belt thing you go up, that would lead you up, like, to a higher area, and it's also the section where you go off, like, into the, red and blue door, like, a section. I found out that there is a wooden plank in the warehouse. Apparently that leads into a separate ending of its own, and apparently that must be where the figure is. For now, I'm not really going to be looking for it, but just to give you guys an idea, I think that's what they're trying to lead me towards. But yeah, so maybe today might be the day I might be able to finally get the last figure. I heard that there is actually an ending involving that too. But before we get to any of that, though, there is another ending. An ending that even I wouldn't have known about in the first place.
Stepping into his manager's office,
so yeah, so we gotta go through the
to discover not an indication of any human life.
5.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Well, I'm sorry, but we got places to be, you know what I mean? We got endings to go through.
New age music.
And I've already been through this like a million times now. While we're still waiting, I do want to mention that I actually did a little bit of something else, like off camera too. Nothing really too important, but like one of the achievements you get in this game is the speedrunner, one, where you have to play through like the main ending that lets you escape like the office building, and yeah, you just have to beat it like under a certain amount of time. All right, so anyway, I know that's not really important for you guys to know about, but figured I may as well mention that I did do a little bit some more playing like after I was done recording the last video. Alright, so now we are back at the elevator. Now you might be thinking to yourself, oh, there's probably anything important, really. I mean, why out of all places would we be coming back here to this elevator? Well, again, I found out that there is an ending for this. I don't know what's going to happen just yet, but apparently it involves this elevator. I am so genuinely curious to know what is going to happen here. Okay, so we came all the way at the bottom floor, where the mind control facility is, and that other escape route supposedly is, but it did not occur to me that I can actually press the up arrow back on the elevator. I thought that like once you go down in the elevator, that's it. You can't go back up after that. It's just a one route situation. But yeah, you can actually press the up button. So let's find out and see what happens if you do press the up arrow again.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Same here, narrator. Same here. I seriously didn't even know I could do this. Whoa. Quite a gap there. Alright, so what in... Okay, so now I can no longer press the buttons on the elevator. What is gonna happen now? Even my curiosity's really piqued.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is.
Yeah,
what a decision
okay.
You've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
So is that it? Just new dialogue for you coming right back up to just admire the boss's office a little bit more? I hope that's not all for this, because there is an ending to this. I know there is, and now I have to figure out what's going to happen.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Oh, I can press the button again. You know I gotta press it. You know I'm gonna press the button again.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
Either the narrator is just playing along with this, or he's just humoring us the whole time, because he knows that this is going to get repetitive after a while. I wonder how many times they're going to let us do this. What?
Oh my god. It's the boss's office.
A dramatic sting?
This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this.
Okay. This right here is a work of art right here.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
More time? Okay, I think the narrator's just screwing with us. He has to be. Why would he have to be doing this twice?
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Okay, so that just happened. I don't really know how else to respond with this. This is just... I did not expect this at all.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
He's just over-evaluating like everything now for how many times we keep on doing this. Well... if they're gonna let us do this again for a second time, third time, then I may as well just press up again. Yep. We're going back up. We're going back up again.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense...
You know what's going to be at the top of the elevator!
And having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience? to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters. Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley.
This is definitely surprising me in some way.
I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're
So call this a success.
Such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you, which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference.
Wait, a press
so
conference?
That you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good, we're here.
Okay. This is interesting.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Wait, it's an actual press conference? No, this has to be a joke. An evening with world peace, baby?
Ah, yes. Here it is, just through this door.
Oh my god, he actually went through the entire effort of actually planning a press conference. The Stanley Parable Stanley, tonight, live on stage. A Q&A with world's first sentient machine? Well, I guess if it's that impressive, then you have to do a press conference for a Q&A with it, surely.
Right. Are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get 'em.
I'm not ready yet. There's so much to look at here. Welcome, Stanley. Stanley Ryder, almonds, chair, gum, table, nut bar? Is that all the stuff that you need for Stanley to me? I don't even know what I'm saying now at this point. What is this? Is this a green room just specifically designed for Stanley? Congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you came from. Your co-workers. The co-workers who don't even exist right now. What is this? The storyteller? Stanley reveals all in his new book? Stanley wrote a best-selling book, supposedly? Okay, this is all too much. Break a leg, champ, your boss. No one tells stories the way you do. Go get him, Tiger. I love the way you write elevators. All just for me. Pressing the up arrow, going back up to the boss's office, and then pressing the up-down arrow, going back down to the mine facility. Wait. Stanley, me... David? Is that what it says? Age 6? Is this a young fan for Stanley, or is Stanley somehow an actual father? We'll never know. Wait, an audience with the dude who came up with pizza? I don't know. Whoa! What is this? Are you serious? What a turnout! Thank you, yes! Thank you for coming to the press conference! Wait, is that it? Wait, that's it? Going back up and down the elevator just gets you a press conference? For changing the story slightly by going up and down an elevator. I don't know whether to feel pleased at the fact that the developers added like so much choices into this version of the game, or if I just feel sad knowing that they're praising Stanley for something so insignificant. Well, that just happened. 10 out of 10. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. What the hell? Here we go. The next computer. So apparently you gotta do this 3 more times, and then something's gonna happen. I don't know what, but something's gonna happen. Either way, I'm gonna definitely do this 3 more times to experience this. Okay, so we're back at the mind control facility, and you guys know the drill at this point. You know what happens, we press the camera button, blah blah blah, finding out that every single coworker in this office has been under some kind of surveillance or something. I don't know. Yeah, we know what happens here, but did you guys know that you can actually climb on this chair? And there's a way to actually jump to your death off of here? Because I certainly didn't. Like, I think I may have accidentally stumbled upon this a little bit, but I don't think I went further. It's this chair right here. Apparently, you can actually get on it, and if you... Sometimes it's a little bit slippery, but yeah, you can actually get on this desk. Good God, come on. Come on. Maybe if I just nudge it, like, just a little bit. Feels like I gotta do it slowly. Very slowly. Because I won't fall off. Come on. Hey. Am I on? Oh, no. Okay, so I made it. I think... Can I just jump off now? Yep, there we go!
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development.
I did not know that.
You all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So, here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game.
Well, you've been doing that very well so far.
How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section.
What?
You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you.
And that's a secret for all of you guys watching too.
We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job.
God.
You made it to the bottom of the mind control facility.
He actually wrote a full-on song for
Jumped on
this.
the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. Railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
Well, I think we
Good job,
get a
you
really
did it.
great
Good
reward just
job,
for going
you
through
did
all
it.
that effort. Okay, I actually genuinely did not know it was even a bug in the original version of the game. And I'm glad they at least added something new for anyone who actually even attempts to go through that. And then the song is just like the cherry on top of the whole thing. Oh my god, that's probably another ending that's gonna be living rent-free in my head. Oh god.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
That's right, narrator. We haven't involved the bucket yet in this video, so we may as well include it with some new endings that I haven't experienced yet. So if you guys remember, I think it's
Stanley
from...
clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
Okay, so if you guys remember, I think it's from the very first video I did this, but there was an out-of-bounds area that we could be able to reach to, and ever since, I have been really curious to know what happens if you go on with the bucket. My curiosity is maybe wonder, or what new dialogue are we going to get this time with it? Or what's even our choices if we say yes or no for either one of them? And if I could just get... Oh, you gotta crouch first as we're going on it. Alright, well, let's head out.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
Yourself?
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed,
What?
desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim.
Oh my god.
The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness
deep,
with a
man.
clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket.
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is
Good
so
God, Stanley,
stupid.
calm down!
Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form,
Wait, what?
transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
What?
Oh my God, Stanley.
No!
You
What?
did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Well, you know what they always say, looks can be deceiving. Apparently the bucket was the bad guy this whole time. Gee. Okay, this is what I saw. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I didn't know about the events of this entire ending, but I saw the image of the bucket all bloodied up like that. I did not expect that we were gonna see an ending involving Stanley just full on stabbing the bucket to death and going crazy over the truths, quote unquote, it was trying to tell us about the whole thing. It seems Stanley has finally come to grips and realized that the bucket is just a bucket. The bucket no longer has any influence over him. And I compliment you, Stanley. You for once have taken a break from the bucket. You saw its saw through all its deceptions, or whatever. You saw through all of his lies, and you realized that this bucket must be stopped. It is a menace on society, and it must be killed. Oh my god, I was not expecting that all the events of that was going to be unfurled. I see you there, Bucket. We've seen through all your lies and deceit. We know what you are. You're a monster. I am never going to trust you again. Well, maybe I'll be able to forgive you, but for now, you stay on your pedestal. You stay on your pedestal. You're gonna time out, Bucket. Bad Bucket. Okay, before we move on to any other ending, I gotta mention this little key detail here. I probably am gonna be zooming this in post, but if you guys can see those 3 little dots right over there, like towards the wall, I found out that that's actually an Easter egg within itself. It's actually from the I'm once again blanking on the game, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, Davey Written, the writer of this game, of the Stanley Parable, did another game in particular involving this other guy that he knew supposedly, who developed these whole bunch of other games, and without spoiling anything, because I did actually watch through Jacksepticeye's playthrough, but apparently something went wrong with Davey sharing all of his games, and I'm gonna leave it at that. But apparently this is a nod to that game. I'll probably end up putting text in the video that mentions the actual game in question, but apparently that's an Easter egg. They actually put a small little Easter egg in there, and I will commend the developers for actually including it in there. It's small, but I like what they did there. Just to remind us about, how far we've come, since that game. Alright, so we're back in the warehouse, obviously, and there's 2 pathways we still haven't done yet here. There's I keep forgetting what it's called. The cargo lift. Yes, so there are 2 things we still haven't done yet to the cargo lift. We haven't taken the cargo lift all the way up back into that area, and this. Oh, and just as I was thinking. So this is apparently leading to another ending. This wooden plank here. But more importantly, I told you guys that I figured that the last Stanley figurine had to have been over here. And I was right. It's right here. I had a funny feeling that the figure was going to be over here. But actually, there's another reason why I wanted to come over here too. We have a vent here. My curiosity is not going to be... The thirst of my curiosity, so to speak, is not going to be quenched if I don't figure out what happens if we go through this vent. So, I'm sorry, Stanley figurine. I know I'm going to definitely collect that at some point. But for now, I want to experience what happens if we go in through this vent here. Oh.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path. Was the narrator just the recording the whole time? That it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you?
Uh-oh.
What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me.
Narrator, I'm
this is
sorry.
all your fault.
I didn't mean to insult you. Wait, that's how it ends. It was very clever for the game to make us assume, though, that, oh, the narrator, he was just a whole bunch of different recordings the whole time that was just playing in the background of this game. But apparently, this debunks any theory that people had about this. I am so sorry, though, narrator. I didn't mean to insult you. I just figured that how else could you be communicating it to us? There had to have been a reason, and thought we got a reason there, but apparently that was not the reason at all. I will never insult you again, narrator. I will never insult you again. Okay, let's move on. Alright, so the next ending I'm going to be going after is the one that apparently goes up there that you follow along with the cargo lift. But I have something I have to question. I'm not sure if I did this in previous videos. If I did somehow, then I apologize if this is going to be repeating this. But if you guys remember from the escape pod ending, there was a way to where you can back out of the boss's office before it activates the dialogue from the narrator for, you know, being in the office. Now, I wonder, can you step on to the cargo lift and then step off it? I mean, there's probably not really much that's going to happen from that, because most likely you're just going to end up just falling off the platform and dying anyway, but for my own curiosity's sake, and I bet a lot of you probably been thinking about that too, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get this out of the way now, so we can finally quench our thirst of curiosity for it. Nope. Ah, there we go.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
Yeah, it doesn't look to be that high up. I mean, how bad can it possibly be?
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Yeah, I had a funny feeling that would happen. You know, now that I'm thinking about the warehouse, though, it's making me think that, how did I not see that Stanley figure there the whole time? Originally I was thinking about you take the car lift all the way up and the figure will be in there, but no, it was off to the side the whole time. I mean, I only put the pieces together of that because, well, I just figured that, like, there's a wooden plank on some boxes. You have to be able to walk up that, right? And that's exactly it. That's what happens. Alright, guys. It's about time we finally go through this one particular ending, or at least one of two endings that involves going in this direction on the cargo lift.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Really?
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
This goes into my theory of what I was saying earlier.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Before I walked through this door. Yeah, it's exactly what I was saying before. Like, that Stanley has to have some kind of a family, right? I mean, he works in an office facility for a long time. Surely he has to be earning the money to support a family. Or at least a wife. That's... You gotta figure that, at least. Alright, let's go through this door.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Okay, I'll pick up the phone. Yes, hello, honey? Oh. Okay.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
No, wait.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
I thought so. I thought so.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
Whew,
I'm trying to make
that's
a point
pretty
here,
hurtful.
Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
No. How about no? What if I don't feel like doing this?
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh. Becoming dominant now, are we, narrator?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Okay. Good morning, employee 427. Press Y on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Wow. This is getting dark.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I guess when you put it that way, it's, yeah, kind of a pretty pathetic life.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Okay, let's watch some TV now. Oh! That wasn't there before.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Please press J to spend time with the boys. Oh my god.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Yeah, if you guys haven't really started putting the pieces together here, well, I'll tell you a bit when this is over, but yeah. We're coming to a bit of a realization here. Please press G to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Yep. Please press Q to tell your kids a story. Oh my god, that's depressing.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Please press G to tell your wife you love her. Oh my god.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I don't think they're gonna really let us do anything we don't press it, so I think we actually have to proceed. Please press F to be at work in the morning.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Please press G to question nothing. Ooh.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again.
Why did the light turn
and
off?
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Yes, I saw the please die in the part, but oh my god. Why did the light turn off, though? Was that supposed to be signifying that Stanley does die? But, oh, yeah. That's what happens. Or, I'm sorry, I meant to say, yeah, that just happened. If you guys haven't really put the pieces together yet, basically that he kind of signifies that Stanley has just been using his imagination the whole time, and this whole game is just all within his head. Potentially, if you really theorize it, and with all the information that's been brought to our attention, you can't deny that it would have to be true. Like, how would any of this stuff that we just experienced up to this point be real? It's like, it all makes sense. Every crazy scenario that we've been through, it's all just been in his imagination. Him trying to get through work every day, single day, because he really has nothing really to look forward to. At this point, he just runs away with his imagination because it's the most fun he's ever really going to get from this whole experience. And, you know, it wouldn't really surprise me if this is how some other people are probably going through day-to-day life a lot these days. Believe me, I'm still trying, I don't mean to go very personal here, but, I'm still trying to get through certain days just because there's not really a whole lot for me to do apart from making these videos for you guys to watch. But for other people, they probably aren't really able to have a whole lot to look forward to that much. And even if they have a job, they're just getting through it as much as they can, only because they just want to get a paycheck by the end and just to make some form of money. But yeah, that really went dark. I guess if we can just even out this a little bit, why don't I just go through at least one more ending here? one more ending that'll hopefully be a little bit more lighthearted than the ending we just went through. Because, man, that was insanely dark. But I will add in this last thought, though. Let me know in the comments below, which ending do you think has been the most depressing? The skip button ending? Or, as I've come to know what this is titled as, let me start it again. Do you guys think that the skip button ending is the most depressing, or do you think that the apartment ending is the most depressing? Because some people will probably pick one over the other, and I'm sure you guys probably have your own opinion, but yeah, either way, they're just really depressing endings, no matter which one you choose.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
What?
We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
Yes, I think this is correct.
Understood. Your order will be canceled immediately. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Okay, that was random. Just heard the phone ringing, I just decided why not pick it up. And that's what you get. Oh, apparently now the elevator just opens up automatically for rushing things. But yeah, so if you guys couldn't tell already, I'm trying to go after the remaining computers I gotta put my input in for, because I still really want to know what leads to all that. So let's press this one. And then, yeah, let's do the next two.
What could it mean?
Ah, here we go.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Input on this
No
computer.
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Let's reset again. Ah, here we go. The very last input. The real question we gotta know now is, what happens after we input a button for every one of these computers? What awaits us? Let's press the button and let's see what happens. Oh boy. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven? Oh my god. It's buttons. We get a godlike choir singing buttons. But yeah, this is heaven for Stanley. Buttons. Nothing but colorful buttons to press. Poking fun at Stanley once again that all he likes to do in life, especially for his job, is just to push buttons. And colorful ones are even better for him. Like, all of these buttons to push for all of eternity. Oh yes, must press buttons. Must press buttons. The buttons are our friends. The buttons represent life for some of us. I don't know where I was going with that, but oh god. Yep. You press all those computer inputs, and it leads you here. You know, I couldn't have asked for a better way to experience eternity. Pressing buttons. Just pressing buttons. So, I don't think there's anything more to this, but, this is the heaven ending! As you couldn't already tell. Oh my god, this game just gets better and better, man. It just gets better. Now, though, I have one genuine question. What happens if you get this ending with the bucket? I must know this. I must know this. And I'm gonna find out. And I mean, you guys are gonna find out in just a little bit. Be back. Alright, so yeah, I picked up the bucket because I'm trying to do the heaven ending now with it. And I can't go back in. Yeah, that's a small problem, isn't it? Why can't I go back into Stanley's office with the bucket? I don't know. This is very strange. It's like, I did find out the end that the heaven ending does get changed with the bucket. Alright guys, I'll be back and see if I can straighten this out. Okay guys, this is a little bit of a last minute addition here, but I just figured out how to get the heaven ending with the bucket. So, it's a very rare chance for this to happen, but apparently you either have to get some kind of a telephone call thing, like what you saw earlier in the video, and also there's maybe you also gotta get like the narrator to say like, have the order stop coming in or something like that. It seems to be like a very rare chance of it happening, but I got it, and so may as well just experience what happens now if you bring the bucket with you into the heaven ending.
Ah, the embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
Alright, so...
No, the orders were still missing. For now.
Yeah, see, this is the key factor of like trying to go back into the office and getting the heaven ending with the bucket, because if you guys notice, every time when you exit out of the office normally, the door shuts automatically and you can't get it to open. You apparently need to get this occurrence to happen so that you can be able to walk back into the office after that. So, with that being said, let's press enter and let's see what happens this time. Boy, what is this? Bucket? This is kind of creeping me out a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. What is happening? Can I even walk? I'm scared by this. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually a little bit scared because this is so eerie and creepy. So, is it a heaven with bucket? Can I walk to any of these pillars? This is so bizarre. So we have a heaven catered towards Stanley's obsession with buttons, and now we have an entire ending, or at least a whole heaven that's catered towards the bucket itself, because apparently it's sentient. This is so bizarre though. I really did not expect any of this. Alright, so I'm what in God's name was that? Alright, I really have no idea if there's anything else to happen, or if you can even actually fully walk to all of this, but yeah, this is what you get. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm seeing what these are now. These are the pedestals, like, for the bucket. But they're so massive. Once again, you really do gotta compliment the developers. They really went above and beyond. However, I'm just gonna be quite frank now. I don't think I'm gonna want to experience this version of the ending ever again. It's... Okay. So yeah, there you go. The heaven ending with the bucket. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Okay, guys, one more ending we're going to be doing here.
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next, Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed.
Wait, what?
It really wasn't so bad down here. A bit cold, perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home.
Oh my
In
god,
fact,
wow.
after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe
this is actually an ending.
if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
And that's it's okay. So this time, dropping off the edge of the platform results in, I don't know, spending a life with the bucket, having a living room set up with it now. I don't even know what the... I mean, it makes it more interesting that way. I mean, if you're going to be stuck down in a hole in the mind control facility, you may as well just spruce it up a bit. Like, add some furniture, add some random other assortment of stuff to make it more livable. Even though it wouldn't really make any sense where you'd be able to get all that stuff, because it's just a black hole. I don't know. Alright, guys. I think that's what I'm going to call it in the Link Linker for today. Hope you guys really enjoy it. This is still continuing to be a really interesting game. The new stuff that I had not realized before just keeps getting better, and honestly, the new stuff with the bucket just keeps on getting more and more entertaining, and I just love how the developers, maybe even Davey Britton, wrote some of that like into this. It's just really clever. But yeah, so we got like 2 endings we still haven't done regularly yet, and I'm probably going to save that for a little bit later because I'm familiar with these endings, and to be honest, they're more like finale type stuff. I'm not really going to bother doing this now, but we still obviously need to get into like that last Stanley figurine, which I know a lot of you are going to be complaining that I didn't grab it now, but didn't really feel like getting it because there's probably going to be a lot of more stuff that's going to be going on once you collect that last figure. And so I'm probably going to save that like for another time. But as for the bucket, though, we still got like a whole bunch of like other altered endings that we still need to go through with the bucket, and I'm definitely really gonna have to figure some of that stuff out in the next video. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed like this video, and I really cannot wait to continue to see what happens next from here. So if you guys want to continue to see where else the series goes, make sure to obviously subscribe And obviously, of course, leave a like and a comment below, if you enjoy and want to, leave your thoughts or stuff like that. So, yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, take care.